It is hot in California. So, welcome to Community Yoga. This is a Karma Yoga class, meaning that it is free the first Saturday of every month. Is a gifted class to you guys. Welcome. So a couple things to let you know of if you have not practiced with me before, and just reminders if you have. Because I do my classes outside, there's tendency to maybe have some distractions. So the distractions are there just to try to keep us mindful and focused on our own practice. So if the distraction does come through and you start finding that your mind is wandering elsewhere, sometimes it's helpful to practice letting that distraction go, so that it would be the distraction happening. We're acknowledging the distraction, and then we're telling it to leave us alone so we can get back to what we're practicing on our mats. Hopefully this is a class that maybe some of you have never practiced yoga before, so it'll be great for beginners, families. We're just going to have some matting. We're just going with the flow. We're definitely not taking ourselves seriously, so hopefully we'll laugh, and I'm sure we'll fall. So just remember your mat is there to catch you. We'll begin by sitting in a comfortable seated position. Easy pose is usually my go-to. Cross, however you want to call it. Make sure that we're sitting, piece of grass. We want to make sure that we're sitting on our roots. So we want to maybe pull up our bottom cheeks a little bit and make sure that we're really grounded. Feel like you have roots coming out from underneath your bottom. Our shoulders are rolled back and down. Our spines are super, super straight, and there's like a string pulling us up to the sky. You can have your hands rested on your knees. You can have your hands open to receiving. You can keep your hands in Namaskar. We're just going to take a moment and focus on our breath. So close your eyes gently, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Focusing on our breath. Really feel your belly rise and fall with each breath. In practice with me. For those of you that are joining the live class, I am sending distance Reiki to everybody. So if you are open to receiving, you shall receive the force. We're going to begin by doing some neck rolls. Just going to warm our necks up a little bit. So being graceful, listening to your body, we're going to drop our heads and moving in a clockwise position. Twisting your head. Moving slowly, please. We're just sort of allowing gravity to move our head around. I feel like it might be a little bit easier for me since I have a bobblehead today. Being attacked by flies today. Don't mind me. back. We're gonna bring our head up slowly so our spine is straight again. We have that string pulling us up to the sky. This time we're going to drop our head again and we're gonna go to counterclockwise position. Moving that neck around, feeling that movement. It's almost like my chin, the back of my head, my ears, something is touching my body as I'm moving. So my back of my head is just, now it's my ear, it's my chin, my ear again. Coming back into the center and slowly bringing your head up into that straight position again. Again, we have that string pulling us up to the sky. We're gonna do a few seated cat-cows. Again, we're just gonna warm up our spine. So holding on to your knees this time, our spines are straight, our chest is open. We're going to inhale, looking up towards the sky, pushing our belly and our chest forward. Exhaling, curling, the scared kitty cat. Inhaling up into cow. Exhaling into cat. I'm sort of using my hands on my knees to pull my chest up. And I'm using my hands to also push my back to curl it. Tucking my chin. Moving with your own breath. Inhaling, cow. Exhaling. I'm also doing like a rotation with my shoulders so I can feel the movement. Are straight. Bringing your hands into Namaskar at Heart Center. We just want to focus our minds on an intention. Your intention can be something for your practice today. It could be something that you want to do today, tomorrow, next year, 5 years from now, whatever it is. Just make sure it's a positive intention, something you want to achieve from your practice today, something that you really want the universe to help show you energy for. Keeping your hands in Namaskar, we're going to inhale our arms up over our head. And as we exhale, we're going to drop our hands down towards the side. Palms are facing down, meeting on our mat. Inhale, palms facing up, coming up into Namaskar above your head. This is a little energy cleansing routine that I practice before every one of my classes. So we're inhaling all the good. We're pausing in gratitude. We're exhaling all the bad. The concept of this, as you move with your own breath, is we're appreciating the yin and the yang that the universe is giving us. So we're inhaling, we're bringing in more good, our hopes, we're pausing to be grateful. And as we exhale, we're letting go of anything that doesn't serve us. The concept of this practice is that you have an energy field around you, and that little field can only hold so much energy. So if you're holding on to things that don't serve any purpose, or you're holding on to negative things or things that you go, because you're holding yourself back from achieving your highest. So we're inhaling all the good, we're bringing it in, we're being thankful for all the good, all the bad. And as we exhale, we're pushing anything that doesn't serve us back down to the earth. This is a great practice to do in the morning if you wake up with gratitude. Your little bubble can only hold so much, so why are we holding on to things we can't do anything about? If you can change it, keep it. If you can't, let it go. Everything will work itself out. The more you talk and bring in those positive intentions, those positive vibrations, the more the universe is going to hear you and the more the universe is going to bring those things to you. Positive intentions, positive outcome. Negative intentions, negative outcome. We'll meet with our hands in Namaskar above our head. This time as we exhale, we're going to drop down to the right, twisting back around our bodies. We're trying to keep our spine straight still. I'm not laying back on my hand. I'm not crouched forward. I'm keeping that spine straight. I'm really trying to look over my shoulder, using my hand on my knee to sort of pull me around. My fingertips behind my back are sort of helping me stay straight. If your fingertips aren't reaching the ground, you can use books or blocks. Exhale, bringing those hands up above your head. Inhaling, arms stretching up to the sky. Exhaling, dropping down to the left. Holding on to that knee, twisting back as far as you can. Make sure you're listening to your body. We don't want this to hurt. Make sure you're breathing. Inhaling, arms up over your head. Stretching up tall, exhaling, dropping down to the right again. This time twisting just a little bit more than you did before. Try to keep your bottom grounded. You're still rooted. Remember, with each breath that you take, you're really giving your internal organs a nice little massage, moving things around. Inhaling, arms up. Giving it a nice big stretch, and as you exhale, dropping down to the left. One more time, giving that twist just a little bit more. Exhaling, bringing your hands back above your head, coming down into Namaskar at heart center. Again, keeping your mind clear, focusing on that intention. We're going to come up onto our hands and knees slowly. Remember, we're listening to our body. So if any moment during our practice today, you feel the need to want to lay in child's pose or shavasana, please, by all means, listen to your body. So coming up into tabletop position, we're on our hands and our knees. Our hands are underneath our shoulders and our knees are about hip width distance apart. And our spines are flat. We should look like a table. I hope I look like a table. And from here, we're going to come into a few cat-cows also. So dropping our belly, pushing our head up to the sky, pushing that pelvis up into the sky, into cow. Exhaling, curling that spine, tucking the pelvis, looking at your belly button, tucking the chin. Moving with your own breath, inhale into cow. Exhaling into cat. Each breath, your body is moving into another position. Meeting in our neutral tabletop position, we're going to check our balance, and I'm actually going to spin around only because I'm at a little downhill slope and I'm afraid I'm going to fall on my face. So we'll go this way. So our hands are underneath our shoulders. Our knees are still about hip width distance apart. And I'm going to plant my feet onto my mat. I'm sort of holding onto my mat with my toes. My toes are doing the little curl thing and holding on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the weight onto my right leg, and I'm going to extend my left leg into the air. My right foot is sort of acting like an anchor. When you're ready, we're going to switch the weight of our upper body onto our left hand, and we're going to extend our right hand out into the air. It's a great balancing pose. Use your core, activate those core muscles. You're looking past your fingertips. Exhaling, dropping your hand to the ground, your knee to the ground. Coming back into child's pose. In child's pose, we're going to try to sit on the back of our heels. You can keep your knees open if you'd like and allow your whole upper body to just sort of lay onto your mat. The idea of child's pose is, yes, this is a resting position, and there are a few different modifications to how you can do it. The modification that I'd suggest today, right now, is to sort of reach your hands out. I'm reaching out with my fingertips, but I'm also trying to use my palms to push my bottom down onto my heels. So there's a part of my arm that is not touching my neck. Feeling that nice stretch in your back. Inhaling up into your tabletop position. Again, your palms are underneath your shoulders, your knees are about hip width distance apart. Our feet are acting like our anchors. When we're ready, we're going to extend that right leg out into the air, switching the weight of our upper body onto our right hand. We're going to extend that left arm out into the air. And we're looking past our fingertips. Focus on your breath, activate those core muscles. Use that foot as an anchor. It'll be great balance. Look at a spot that's not moving in front of you. Exhaling, releasing hands down to the ground, knees down to the ground, coming back into your child's pose. You can also keep your knees together in child's pose if you'd like. But we still want to make sure that we're trying to reach forward with those arms, giving our arms and upper back a nice stretch, but still pushing our feet or our bottom down onto our heels. You could switch if you're practicing with somebody right now or later today. You could always have somebody sit on your bottom and have them push your knees towards your, have them push your bottom towards your heel. It's a great stretch. I wish I had somebody that could do that for me. The dogs haven't figured out what I want. Someday I'll get it. From here, we're gonna come into our very first downward facing dog. So we're gonna come curl our toes, pushing ourselves up into our down dog. Our bottoms are pushing up towards the sky. Our heels are trying to reach the back of our mat. You can keep your knees with a slight bent, or you can keep them straight. You can walk your dog if you don't feel like you're warmed up yet. Our heart is soft and melting into our mat, and we're looking at our belly button. Pushing up into our plank pose, focusing on your breath, your core is activated. Inhaling back into downward facing. Inhaling up into plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale into plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hop, step, skip, or jump. We're going to come up into a forward fold. So our hands are framing our feet. Our toes are together. Our heels are together. Our knees can be slightly bent or straight. Our bottom is trying to push up towards the sky. Your next inhale, we're going to do a reverse swan dive. Coming into Tadasana. Toes together, heels together. Whew, the sun is hot. I feel like I'm going to start teaching a Bikram class right now. From here, we're going to inhale our arms up over our head, a slight back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Monkey pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale into chaturanga. So we're coming down almost like a push up. Our elbows are together. Exhaling into up dog. Inhale, downward facing dog. Your breath. Inhaling, hop, skip, jump, however you fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up, reverse swan dive. little back bend. Hands are by your side, your toes together, your heel lifted, your thighs are engaged. Focus on your breath. Inhale, arms coming up over your head, slight back bend, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Coming into downward facing dog. Focus on your breath. Inhale, chaturanga. Into up dog, only your hands and the tips of your feet are on the ground. You're looking up towards the sky. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, hop, step, skip, jump. Forward fold, hands are framing the feet. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Arms above the head, slight back bend. Coming into Tadasana. I'm going to hold my hands down and turn and face you. Little biker gang driving by. Focusing on your breath. Tadasana, toes together, heels together, kneecaps lifted, thighs engaged, shoulders are rolled back and down. You're in like easy pose. You have that string pulling you up towards the sky. Putting your arms out to the side. We're gonna take a really big step over with our right foot or your left foot, however you're facing me. We're gonna switch off, so it doesn't matter. So pivoting your feet just a little bit like a pigeon toe. Putting your hands on your waist. Our legs are straight. Again, my kneecaps are lifted, my thighs are engaged, my hands are on my hips. I'm going to push my bottom out towards the back of my mat. I'm gonna put my hands out to the side, and I'm gonna slowly come down into a wide-legged forward fold. You can grab onto your ankles, you can grab onto your shins. I am going to grab onto the mat below me. And when I say grab on, I just mean placing my hands on the mat. Wherever you are, if you give a little roll forward, you can feel that a little deeper of a stretch on the inside parts of your legs. And because we're pigeon-toed, we're still giving ourselves a really big surface so we're not falling over. We're looking at the ground below us, not between our legs. We're looking where we want to go. I want my forehead on the mat, so I'm going to look and try to pull myself down towards the mat. Inhaling. Coming back up, reverse swan dive, taking a giant step back into Tadasana. Toes are together, heels are together, shoulders are rolled back and down, chest is open, receiving all the love and light. Focusing on your breath. Inhaling, we're going to take another big step out to the right. My arms are out to the side. This time I'm going to pivot my foot so my heels are lined up together in a 90-degree angle. Keeping my knees straight, both of my knees, they're locked, and my hips are facing my back leg. So I'm still like I was standing like this. That means I'm not facing this. Hips are squared. Putting your hands on your hips, we're going to push our hip towards the back of our mat, extending your arm. And when you're ready, look up above your left. If you need to put your hands in too. Inhaling, arms up. Keeping that front leg still facing front. We're going to bend at the knee, coming into warrior two. Look up above those front fingers. Try to make sure that your knee is not overshooting your ankle. So if you need to widen your stance, please do. Exhaling, dropping it back into reverse warrior. You're looking back, following your hand, looking back, way back. Inhaling, arms coming up. Pushing back into Tadasana. Toes are together, heels are together. Focus on your breath. Your shoulders are going back and down that chest. Still receiving all that love and light. When you're ready, we're going to take another giant step out with our right foot. This time we're going to turn our left foot. Fix my heels. My heels are now lined up with each other. My hips are still facing forward with my back foot, that foot I stepped out with. Hands on my waist, I'm going to push my hip, my right hip towards my right foot, extending the arms. When you're ready, coming down into triangle pose. Bending at the waist, looking up past that those right fingertips. Focus on your breath. Inhale, arms coming up. Bending that foot, we're gonna come into warrior two. Look up past beyond those left fingertips. Focus on your breath. Exhaling, dropping back, reverse warrior. Look past those fingertips. Inhaling back into warrior two. This time we're going to push back into Tadasana on the opposite side of our mat. Feel like it's some time for a little sit down poses. Not on your mat, but we shall sit. So, trying to think of the best way for me to hold my balance on this hill and still be able to show you what we're doing. So we're going to stand in the middle of our mat with our feet about hip width distance apart. I'm really going to activate my core muscles, sucking in my stomach, rather. I'm activating and just using those muscles. I'm going to extend my arms out straight in front of me. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly sit down into our chair. The idea is to not let my knees overshoot my feet. I don't want them to go past my toes. So I'm going to try to keep my spine straight. I'm going to try to sit down in my chair. Focus on your breath. Inhaling, standing up. Coming back into Tadasana, toes together, heels together. Shoulders move back and down. Really trying to get a feel for how straight our spine should be. Taking a step out, again, hip width distance apart. This time, we're going to come up onto our tippy toes. You can do it. Extend your arms, coming up into your tippy toes. And this time, lowering yourself down into your chair. Hold your balance. You got this. You got this. See how far up on your tippy toes. Balls at the balls. Exhaling, slowly standing up. Coming back into Tadasana, toes together, heels together. I was going to do tree pose, but now I feel the need to sort of challenge ourselves just a little bit more. So we'll see how well this goes. I haven't taught this pose for a long time, but for some reason I'm being called to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to stand in Tadasana. Again, our toes are together, our heels are together. We're going to shift the weight over to our left foot. Kneecaps are lifted. That thigh is super strong and super engaged. Need to focus on my breath with this one. Inhaling that leg up onto your thigh. Holding your foot. And when you're ready, slowly coming down into a chair pose. You're up on top of the dogs are gonna bark. If you can, bring your hands. Bring your hands into Namaskar, heart center, if you can. I don't know if I can, so I'll just practice with one hand. Now the tricky part is standing up. So we're going to try to push yourself up into a seated, it's not gonna work. The left leg isn't as strong as the right, so hopefully I can stand up with the right. But if you guys were able to do that, I'm really proud of you. This is a great challenge to see how far you can go, what your body is capable of. We're gonna switch it all over to the right side because what's done to the right or to the left needs to be done to the right. So that foot is engaged, kneecap is lifted, that thigh is super, super strong. When you're ready, bringing that left leg up onto your thigh. Yeah. This might be a little better for some if the left leg is like mine, the hip is a little bit tighter. So when we're ready, slowly. Okay, try it again. So here's a tip. If you're to be a yogi, if you fall out of the pose and you get back in, I don't think I'm gonna be able to bring my hands to Namaskar. We got this. Try to focus on a spot that's not moving in front of you. If you are still in the position, you can slowly push yourself up into a standing position. If you haven't, you can just stand up and give your legs a little shake. Oh, it was harder. Okay, giving ourselves a little rest. We're gonna bring ourselves down onto our mat. Can rest in child's pose, spreading those knees, dropping that body down to the ground. Focus on your breath. From here, we're going to come up onto our bellies. So as we're laying on our belly to rest, we're going to come up into Cobra Pose. Cobra Pose, we're going to place our hands underneath our shoulders. Our legs are going to be like up tight, like we're a mermaid or a dolphin tail, however you want to picture yourself, or like a snake would be a good one. And as we inhale, we're going to look up towards the sky. So we're not trying to straighten our arms all the way. We're trying to keep like a 90-degree angle within our arms. Technically, the arms are just there to help support you. You should be able to do this on your own, however far you get up. Keeping your hands, you can just sort of give yourself an extra little back bend. Exhaling, coming down, placing that right ear on the mat. Your hands are by your side. Sort of relax into your mat. Push that ear into your mat. Focus on the breath. Your next inhale, bringing those hands back underneath your shoulders. Your legs are zipped up like your mermaid tail. On your next inhale, we're going to look up towards the sky. Look up, way up. Feel that in your back. Exhale. Coming down to the ground, placing that left ear on the mat this time. Your hands are by your side. Focus on your breath. Slow things down. Returning those hands back underneath your shoulders. We're going to curl those back toes and push ourselves up into downward facing dog. From here, we're going to kick that right leg up into the air, bringing that right leg to the right elbow. Exhale, three-legged dog. Right knee, left elbow. Exhale, three-legged dog. Right knee, bring it into the center. Don't let it touch the ground. Exhale, three-legged dog. Bringing that right knee to the right wrist. And if you can, the right foot to your left wrist. Almost there. We're going to extend that back leg, coming into pigeon pose. Very important for this pose. We want to make sure that our hips are squared. We're still facing forward. We're not rolling to a side. You can come down onto your forearms if you'd like. You can use pillows or towels or a block underneath your bottom if you feel like you need a little bit, it's too deep of a stretch and you want to work your way into that stretch. Focus on all the way. If you want to deepen it, you can come up into king pigeon, bending that back leg, reaching around. The idea would be for this foot to be in the crease of my elbow, and then my right arm would be reached up over my head, grabbing a hold of my left hand, but my left hip is quite tight, so that's absolutely not happening today. Releasing that leg if you have it lifted. Try not to put weight on that knee. Curling those back toes, we're going to bring our hands back underneath our shoulders, and we're going to push up into downward facing dog. Walking your dog a moment. Listening to your body. Coming into downward facing dog, we're going to kick that left leg up into the air. Left leg, left elbow. Exhale. Three-legged dog. Left leg, right elbow. Exhale. Three-legged dog. Exhale, bringing that leg into the center. Don't let it touch the ground. Exhale. Three-legged dog. This time bringing that left knee to the left wrist. Left foot to the right wrist. Extending those back toes, coming into pigeon pose. Just trying to close that space in our hips. Trying to move that energy. The longer you stay in pigeon pose, it would be like, the best way I could describe it would be like taking a bottle of soda that has the cap on and shaking it up. So we're creating a lot of pressure as we're in pigeon pose. We're giving that hip joint a shake. And then as you get out of that pigeon pose, you're undoing the cap, which is giving that energy a little boost to try to push through. This is a great pose if you're trying to work through past traumas. Focus on your breath. You would like to deepen your stretch, you can come up into pigeon. Exhale, releasing that leg if you have it lifted. Curling those toes, your hands are coming back underneath your shoulders. Pushing up into downward facing dog, walking your dog out, feeling that movement in the knee and the hips. If you'd like to rest, you can come into child's pose. We're going to try to have a little bit of fun. So we're going to push ourselves back into downward facing dog. We're going to come to wild thing. I'm going to kick my left leg up into the air. I'm going to bend my knee, and I'm going to allow gravity to pull my leg over. Hand is extended. I'm looking back up beyond my hand. If you fall, it's okay. Just get back up. Exhale. Twisting back over, downward facing dog. Inhale that right leg up into the air. Bend it at the knee. And let it fall over. Looking past beyond that right arm. Exhale. Coming back around. Coming down. Onto our knees into Thunderbolt pose. Spine is straight, our chest is still open. We're still receiving all that love and light. Focusing on your breath, feeling the muscles in your leg. You want to lay back a little bit. You can just feel that stretch. This hurts, please don't do it. From here, we're going to come and lay onto our belly. Excuse me, not on our backs. Sweating so much. Wiser, loving me. Okay. As we're laying on our backs, we're going to extend our arms out like a T. Our palms are down on the ground. All that back work we've done today, this should feel really good. So we're going to inhale that right leg up into the air. Bend it at the knee. This time, let gravity pull it over to the left side of your body. Keep your shoulders flat on the ground. If your knee or your foot doesn't touch the ground, that's fine. And then look over your right arm. My foot's still, my left foot, it's still sort of straight, like it's still, it's just trying to move that way. This. Inhale, bringing that leg up into the air, slowly lowering it to the ground. Your palms are still out like a T, palms on the ground. Inhale that left leg up into the air, bend it at the knee, and allow that left leg to fall over to the right side of the body, of the body. And then look over your left arm. Get your little chiropractic adjustment. Inhale, bringing that leg back up into the air, slowly lowering it to touch the ground. Keeping your palms still flat on the ground, we're going to inhale both legs up into the air, slowly lowering them or bending those knees. This time we're going to drop both of our knees to the right side of our body, looking past beyond that left shoulder. And then just relax. Relax your muscles, relax your back, just relax everything. Try not to hold yourself up. Feel the ground below you. Inhaling, bringing both of those legs up into the air, slowly lowering them down to the ground. Your arms are still out like a T, palms on the ground. Inhaling both legs up into the air, bending them at the knee. Dropping both of those legs to the left side of the body, this time looking over your right shoulder. Allow your whole body to just fall into your mat, relax. Inhaling, bringing those legs back into the center of the mat, slowly lowering your body down to the ground. We're going to do one more little pose before we jump into Shavasana. Keeping your palms on the ground, or to help support your body, we're going to push our legs up into a shoulder stand or into cloud pose, whichever you feel most comfortable in. I'm going to turn around for this because there's no way I'm going to be able to come into shoulder stand. When you're ready, you're going to kick your feet up over your head. Come into cloud pose. You can bend your knees around to your ears if you'd like, or you can come into shoulder stand. Focus on your breath. Exhale. Slowly lowering your body down to the ground. Laying down onto your mat. Your palms are facing up. You're receiving all that energy. Your chest is still open. You're still receiving all that love and light. Shoulders are on the ground. And your toes and your heels are together, and you're just going to allow them to fall apart, completely relaxing your entire body, melting into your mat, focusing on your breath, slowing everything down, relaxing into Shavasana. Feel your breath, making your chest and your belly rise and fall. If you'd like, you can put your hands on your solar plexus and your heart chakra. And keep your hands facing up towards the sky. There's no right or wrong. Just focus on the breath. Relaxing in the most important pose of yoga, which is Shavasana. Do not cut yourself short and forget this pose. This is what sort of seals the deal for your practice. It's done for your body. It's now being absorbed, it's soaked in. Your body is allowed to be grateful and relax and take pride in what it's done.
Street, then your destination.
Slowly start to bring awareness back to your body by wiggling your fingers and your toes.
Annie. Oh, everybody.
The mailman. Thank you, David.
It's kind of hot today.
It is very hot. When you're ready, roll over to one side of your body using your arm as a pillow. I love how Maryland was like our, if only you sounded like a gong, Maryland. When you're ready, slowly push yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Sit down or down dog. No. Good morning. Bringing your hands into Namaskar at Heart Center. I want to thank you so much for joining my class today. It was very nice to share space with you. Our spines are straight, our shoulders are rolled back and down, that chest is still open. Head is reaching for the sky. My soul honors your soul. I honor the space in you where the entire universe resides. I honor the light, love, truth, beauty, and peace that is within you because it is also within you. In sharing these things, we are the same. We are united. We are one. Namaste. Again, thank you so much for joining today. I would like to remind you to drink a little bit more water. And I would also like to encourage you to, if you enjoyed the practice today, or if you felt that the practice was challenging, it's a great way to, you can watch it again if you'd like to on my YouTube channel as often as you'd like, and you can work on those poses that are challenging you or that you felt were challenging. Tomorrow's class on Sunday is Soulful Sunday. It's also from 10 to 11 a.m. You can visit my website, travelinggypsyhippie.com. There's links to register under virtual yoga. My Monday Mala mindfulness class, or the Monday mindfulness class is for this coming Monday, August 3rd, is canceled. I just received the reminder on my phone this morning that I am due to appear for jury duty. So we're going to sort of play the week by ear and see how everything pans out. But I do encourage you guys to, if you enjoyed practicing with me today, check out the schedule on my website for all the different classes that I offer. And if you're interested in taking one of my classes, but you would like for me to focus on something specific, you can always send me an email responding to, reply to the, if you reply to the registration email that I'll send you for the class. If there's something specific you want to work on, or if you have any questions for me, you can always feel free to ask. I'm here to help and to help guide you along your healing journey. So again, thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to practice again with you soon. Namaste.